What's going on, guys? Awesome here again, and this is the last video in the Uncharted so far mini-series that I've been doing for the past week to hype myself up for Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, which comes out on Tuesday, just a couple more days from now. And in this last video here, we're going to be discussing Uncharted 3: Drake's Deception, released in November of 2011 for the PlayStation 3. And I'm going to say this right off the bat. Uncharted 3 is definitely my most nostalgic Uncharted. I remember playing this game a lot back when I was in middle school, and I used to play multiplayer with my friends on this game quite a bit around the time the game first came out. It was just a great time. I'm still kind of disappointed that Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection doesn't have multiplayer, but whatever, that's not a big deal. I'm not going to be discussing multiplayer in this video, just single player. And this is also one of my first ever PS3 titles. This game actually came with the PS3 that I got back in 2011, which is actually the first PS3 I got. I got a PS3 very late in the seventh generation of consoles, and what a game to start out. This game is absolutely amazing, in my opinion. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about Uncharted 3, which, hey, this ain't a perfect game. I don't think Uncharted 3 is as good as Uncharted 2, but Uncharted 2 is definitely better in my opinion. But I still love this game as well. And let's get started. So, in this game, Nathan Drake, Sully, Elena, and the rest of them, they're looking for something called the Atlantis of the Sands. And they're competing against a woman named Catherine Marlowe and her right-hand man Talbot. There are some issues I have with the story in general. Even though I do like the story, there are a few problems I have with it. One, there's this really cool ship sequence, which is really fucking awesome, and it's totally awesome. It's like when you're in a sinking ship and you have to escape a sinking ship, and it's like there's this cruise ship that was hijacked by pirates and things like that. But it really didn't serve any purpose to the story. As cool as that fucking sequence was, that sequence did not serve the story really at all. It just split Nate and Sully up so that we can rescue Sully and things like that from when he's captured by Marlowe and Talbot. But other than that, it really served no purpose to the story. It kind of was filler, but you know what? It was awesome filler, but still filler nonetheless. The pirate Ramses they introduced in that sequence was just useless. Probably Captain Phasma level useless. I don't know. Both Ramses and Captain Phasma are both useless. If you don't know who Captain Phasma is, go watch Star Wars: Force Awakens. But whatever. This is not a Star Wars video. This is an Uncharted video. But as far as Marlowe and Talbot goes, they're pretty inconsistent villains, in my opinion. It seems like throughout the story, it seems like the writers can never figure out what they want to do with them. Especially Talbot. Talbot is really inconsistent. He's like in certain scenes he's a by the books guard for Marlowe, and in other scenes he's kind of odd, and he has no real closure. And what I mean by that is that there's no explanation on how he's able to escape from dead ends and all these things like that. I personally was expecting some sort of paranormal twist, honestly. Because this is Uncharted, there's got to be a paranormal twist near the end, especially with the villain. But there was really none of that. And the ending boss fight is basically an extended melee sequence, which is kind of fun, but it feels more like a quick time event. It feels more like a quick time event more than an actual hand-to-hand combat scene, which I think the hand-to-hand combat in this game is pretty good, which I'll get into that in a minute. But that ending boss fight is kind of lazy compared to the ending boss fight in Uncharted 2 against Lazarevich. But yeah, as far as Marlowe goes, she's really not in the game much at all, and she's also pretty inconsistent too. Um, they just failed to be threatening due to the inconsistencies. They just failed to be threatening, and they were pretty weak. They were pretty weak in my opinion. And I know a lot of people agree with me. So because I don't really see Marlowe or Talbot topping many favorite Uncharted characters lists. So I know a portion of the Uncharted community and the Uncharted fan base agrees with me. The graphics in this game are definitely a step up from Uncharted 2 and 3. Uncharted 1 and 2. This is definitely the best looking game in the Uncharted series so far. I mean, obviously Uncharted 4 looks so much better, but Uncharted 4 is not out yet, regardless of all the... Uncharted 4 is not out yet. I mean, it'll be out in 3 days, but... in 3-ish days. But it's not out yet, so it's not out yet, so I'm not counting that. But obviously Uncharted 4 is going to look so much better. Plus, it's not really fair to compare this game graphic-wise to Uncharted 4, considering they're both different on different platforms. Getting back to story, some of the new characters. One of the new characters they introduced is a guy named Charlie Cutter, and I like him. I like him a lot, but he's only in the game for like, I want to say 3 levels. Him and Chloe are only in the game for like a few levels, which I heard the reason Charlie Cutter's not in the game more is because the actor who played him got cast in the Hobbit films during the game's production. He had to move away, so he couldn't to film the Hobbit movies, so that he couldn't finish Uncharted 3, which hey, that's fine. Though I still wish we got a little more of them, but what can you do? There's a lot of variety of environments in this game. I really like the variety of environments. Like there's this sinking ship, obviously, and there's the deserts. There's a chateau in France. The first level in the game, the very first level in the game, is in England. It's in like a subway station in England, so that's really cool. This game also this game also explains how Nate and Sully met. It's like the second level in the game or something like that, in a flashback sequence, and it's pretty well done. Though I'm not really gonna get into that. Though it is a pretty good platforming level. I'm not gonna get into it. The hand-to-hand combat in this game is much improved over Uncharted's 1 and 2. In this game, it feels more like the Assassin's Creed style of hand-to-hand combat, or more like the Batman Arkham games, in terms of hand-to-hand combat. If you've ever played those games, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's also a few new combat abilities that you can do, like you can throw back grenades. You can like have Drake pull the pin on an enemy's grenades when you're like in like a hand-to-hand fight with them, which is pretty cool. You can pull the pin on the grenades. You can kick them back, and then they blow up. That's pretty cool. This game kind of has a similar problem in terms of the combat. The one problem that I have with the game is that there's not only in terms of variety of enemies. They're basically just henchmen with increased armor or something. Which is not a huge deal, but the combat's still very fun. But I just hope in Uncharted 4 there's a little bit more variety. There's a little bit more enemy variety in Uncharted 4. I just hope there's a little more enemy variety on that front. What else is there to talk about? The puzzles in this game are really weird, because some of them are pretty easy, Some of them are fucking annoying as hell. Like there's this one in the Chateau in France where you have to like, when you're like in this dark room and you have to walk on these like tiles in a very specific order, and it's so maddening. I hate those kind of puzzles. Like I really do. Those puzzles annoy the shit out of me. Like they really do. So game developers, please stop making those kind of puzzles. And in other puzzles, your freaking journal just flat out gives you the solutions. So that's how it's always been in Uncharted. You know, the journal's always kind of giving us the solutions, which that's not a problem. But you know, that's just how Uncharted works. What else did I talk about? One last thing about the combat in this game. The shooting definitely feels a lot more refined and polished than it did in Uncharted 2. Uncharted 2 still had amazing shooting in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, but it just feels a little bit more refined and polished here than Uncharted 3. Just wanted to throw that out. Throw that out there. There's some really cool guns in this game, like the G-Maul, which is what you were seeing me use a few minutes ago. That's very, like that thing on Nate's back, that gun, the G-Maul. That's very reminiscent of like the Ace 23 in Battlefield 4 or the Galil in Black Ops 1 and 2. There's also a really cool double-barrel shotgun in this game, which is like really powerful. It can like blow enemies away, kind of like Chewie's bowcaster in Star Wars. Yeah, that thing can blow a stormtrooper across the battlefield. The double-barrel shotgun in this game can basically blow an enemy away in one shot. It's freaking awesome, though ammo for it is pretty scarce. So, anyways, guys, that's about it for this video, for this very last episode of the Uncharted So Far series. I hope you guys enjoyed this mini-series. Please tell me what you think of Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception in the comments below if you've played it. I'm very interested to see your opinions. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a mix of opinions. People have mixed opinions on this game. Some people love it, some people hate it. Whether you like it or not, I can care less. I just want to hear your opinions, because I'm always interested to hear your opinions. So yeah, please do that. Probably later this weekend, maybe Monday, I'm gonna have a video talking about my thoughts going into Uncharted 4 and what I expect from Uncharted 4, and maybe some story predictions, things like that. That video will be out probably sometime this weekend, maybe Monday. I'm not exactly sure when I'll do that, but I will get to that at some point. Please like, comment, favorite, and subscribe once again, and I will see you guys in the next video.